There are moments in life when you're ready to move ahead, but things just aren't falling into place. No matter how much you pray, plan, or push forward, it feels like something is holding you back. That delay may not be a coincidence. It could be God telling you to wait. In this video, we're talking about clear clues God wants you to wait before moving forward. When you learn to recognize these clues, you'll stop feeling frustrated and start understanding that waiting can be a form of protection and preparation. God doesn't always speak through loud moments or big signs. Sometimes He leads you through lack of peace, repeated delays, or the feeling that things just aren't ready yet. These are not roadblocks. They're reminders that His timing is always better than yours. God knows when the moment is right, and He loves you enough to tell you, not yet. 1. You are still working on personal issues. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap, if we do not lose heart. If you know there are things in your life that still need healing, correction, or growth, that's a strong clue God is asking you to wait. He cares too much about your well-being to push you into something you're not prepared for. This season of waiting allows you to confront those personal issues and deal with them one by one. God doesn't want you stepping into your next chapter carrying things that will weigh you down later. God uses seasons of waiting to help you grow in self-awareness. If you're ignoring personal struggles, whether emotional, spiritual, or mental, they can cause damage later in a relationship. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about becoming whole so you can love others from a place of health. God is helping you build that inner strength right now. You may feel pressure to move forward quickly, especially when others seem to be ahead of you. But God isn't comparing your timeline to anyone else's. He's more concerned with your healing than your speed. The work He's doing in you now will protect you from heartache later. Be honest with yourself about where you still need help or healing. Don't rush to cover up those areas. Let God meet you there. He sees your effort and promises a harvest in due time if you don't give up. Trust that your personal growth is making room for something meaningful in your future. 2. You feel like you're not ready to share your life. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. If you don't feel ready to fully share your time, emotions, or life with someone else, God may be telling you that it's not time to move forward yet. A healthy relationship requires giving, openness, and a shared commitment. When you're holding back or feel unsure about opening up, that's a clear sign you're still in a personal preparation stage. God wants you to be whole and willing before stepping into something meant to be shared. It's not selfish to admit that you're not ready. It's actually wise. Being emotionally available takes more than just desire. It takes healing, clarity, and peace within yourself. If you have fears about connection, communication, or commitment, those things need attention before you move forward. God will help you grow in those areas if you're honest about them. Sometimes your spirit knows what your mind tries to deny. If you feel overwhelmed at the thought of truly letting someone in, don't ignore that. That internal hesitation is often God's way of telling you that more time is needed. He wants you to experience love without fear or hesitation. God is never in a rush to push you into something you're not prepared for. He values your emotional health and your ability to love others well. Waiting is not a setback. It's a setup for something better when the time is right. Trust that when you're ready, it won't feel forced. It will feel right. 3. You feel like you're rushing. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, He has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. When you feel like you're rushing, it usually means you're trying to get ahead of God's timing. It's easy to let emotions or outside pressure make you feel like you have to act quickly. But God doesn't operate on panic. He works through peace, patience, and purpose. If you're always pushing forward without clarity, God may be calling you to slow down and trust that He will make all things beautiful when the time is right. Rushing leads to confusion, and confusion brings frustration. When you take matters into your own hands out of fear or impatience, you can end up in places you were never meant to be. God is not trying to hold you back. He's trying to protect you from stepping into something too soon. His timing ensures that everything is properly aligned for your good. Sometimes you rush because you're tired of waiting or because others are pressuring you to move faster. But just because others seem ready doesn't mean you are. What God is preparing for you may require more patience, more prayer, and more maturity. He knows what still needs to happen behind the scenes before it all comes together. Instead of rushing to the next step, rest in the fact that God is never late. His plan for your life includes moments of stillness that feel slow but are full of purpose. You'll find peace when you trust that every delay is backed by His love. The right time will come, and when it does, it won't feel rushed at all. 4. You sense a change in your priorities. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. When your priorities start shifting away from what used to matter most, that can be a clue that God is preparing your heart for something new. It may not mean it's time to act just yet, but rather that He's adjusting your focus first. God may be helping you to see what truly matters before opening the next door. As your values change, He's getting you ready for what aligns more with His will than your past desires. You might notice that your desire for spiritual growth is increasing, while your interest in other distractions is fading. That's not a random feeling. It's a sign of spiritual maturity. God changes your priorities so that when you do move forward, you do it with a heart that's fully aligned with Him. He wants you focused on what lasts, not what fades. Sometimes this shift can feel lonely, especially if others around you don't understand your new focus. But don't let that stop you from honoring the changes God is making in you. You're learning to live for something deeper, and that will make you stronger in every area of life. Keep following the direction God is pointing your heart toward. Let this time be one of reflection and obedience. If God is changing what matters most to you, it's for your protection and your future. Let Him complete that work before you move forward. The right season will come, and when it does, your heart will be ready for it. If the content inspired you or gave you something to think about, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational. Your support helps us continue to share messages that bring hope, direction, and encouragement. Be blessed.